Hi there! We are students at the École supérieure de biotechnologie de Strasbourg, and we are interested in biology. That's why we have chosen to specialize ourselves in synthetic biology by joining the ESBS master program. This is us, and our body is composed of many cells, and it's from these cells that synthetic biology begins.
Biology takes nature as an object of study, trying to understand how it functions. Once we begin to understand how nature works in its smallest details, we can try to use that knowledge to engineer organisms. All vital processes are encoded in genes that, through research, are deciphered, and the acquired knowledge can be applied with the goal of improving and adding new functions to living cells.
Synthetic biology aims to design, develop, or build biological systems in the lab from scratch or from existing systems by using molecular biology techniques. It's bringing together biologists and engineers to reach an objective, and by doing this, synthetic biology can grant organisms new abilities, generating products useful to humanity. Although synthetic biology is close to genetic engineering, it differs from it by going further in complexity. Using the achievement of genetic engineering and a computer system, we are able to design and elaborate standard biological components called building blocks. Building blocks can be DNA parts, assembled into functional systems not existing in nature, or used to develop new metabolic pathways in existing organisms. Researchers already gathered an open-source catalog containing several standardized biological components comparable to biological Lego pieces, which can be shared among researchers.
One of the most important achievements in synthetic biology was the building of artificial cells. It was a breakthrough for this domain. A synthetic cell is an entity produced in the lab and which has cell functions as those we can observe in nature. For example, the capacity to replicate genetic material, cell division, growth, or the energy metabolism. Synthetic biology aims to reconstruct step by step all these functions that together make the complexity of a cell. To do so, some researchers used the bottom-up strategy, starting with a building block and then trying to rebuild a system that is observed in natural cells. On the contrary, other scientists used the top-down approach, trying to build a synthetic cell from reduced and disassembled constituents of a pre-existent cell. Researchers from the Craig Venter Institute in San Diego have created such a minimal cell with nearly 500 key genes essential for life. It's the first self-replicating synthetic bacterial cell. Here, components of Mycoplasma bacteria were combined with chemically synthesized DNA, and the resulting cell can evolve just like most natural bacterial cells.
Synthetic biology can be applied in several domains like agriculture, health, environment, and many other domains of biotechnologies.
In agriculture, promising strategies address the potential of synthetic biology to cope with global challenges such as climate change and water scarcity, for example, by orienting the roots to grow deeper. It is also possible to change the nutrient pattern of crops, like the increase in vitamin A content of golden rice. Through genetic engineering, two genes from a flower and a bacterium, encoding for beta-carotene, a precursor of vitamin A, were inserted in the common rice genome and placed under the control of an endosperm-specific promoter to be expressed only in the rice grains. As a result, in some poverty-stricken regions of the world, the obtained rice can supplement important nutrients to the diet of children and adults.
In the field of medical and health science, synthetic biology is implemented as a tool of diagnosis and surveillance of specific biomarkers. These are molecules which are highly associated with a specific cancer type. Hence, building a biosensor that will reliably sense these specific biomarkers and respond to them in a defined way is the objective. The response, or output, can be adjusted for the diagnostic or treatment purposes. In addition to monitoring the body's health, treating diseases more site-specific is another goal of the future. Special viruses are already being used as drug-carrying particles. Engineering the receptors and surface molecules of a virus allows them to distinguish between healthy and cancer cells. Detection and attachment to cancer cells is hence specific and less side effects are achieved. Newly developed drugs, which got rejected through this criterion, could have another chance thanks to engineered viruses.
Now, we'll show you some interviews we had with some researchers and students working closely with synthetic biology.
Well, I love that creativity can be linked to science, and I love that progressively we can turn to microorganisms and to use them as small factories in order to have them produce biosourced molecules.
I think it was mainly the discovery on an intellectual level that enabled synthetic biology by bringing engineers together that could program things, by bringing mathematicians together that could model things, by bringing molecular biologists together that could design the new constructs and put everything into cells.
Ce que j'aime dans la biologie synthétique, c'est le fait de pouvoir combiner plusieurs domaines de la biologie pour arriver à la création d'un projet et à faire de l'innovation chez plusieurs micro-organismes, notamment donc la création de molécules d'intérêt, la création de nouveaux pathways, des pathways biosynthétiques en l'occurrence.
I would definitely encourage young people to work in synthetic biology. Actually, most of the lab working in biotechnology already use synthetic biology approaches.
There is specific opportunities in this field. One is that the work is inherently interdisciplinary. So you are continuously motivated to widen your horizon by talking to people with complementary discipline, by bringing them together to achieve what you want to achieve. And I think this is very rewarding here. And apart from this intellectual part, also the commercial or the job opportunities in synthetic biology are highly promising. More and more companies are now jumping into this field. Now, recently, also material science companies who wouldn't have been in this field 5 years ago.
Thank you very much for your attention, and we hope that you have enjoyed our little introduction into synthetic biology. Goodbye!